my producer. That got me ginger this morning. I think it was right, but it takes us in a good spirit. 8 o'clock the time, if you want. It's Friday, and you know how we do it. We're going to talk about some of the issues that seems to be burning over the week, and we're here till about half 9 when Manyeti is going to take over, and then bring you the most latest, if you want, issues in our legal scene. But how was your night and how was your week? Once it's Friday, at least we believe weekend is here, and it's such a pleasure to have you once again. Mainstream radio is off, but those on YouTube and the other social medium like for Facebook and that, we still running. I'd like to say good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the week summary. Going to get a couple of adverts to be back shortly. Do not go anywhere.
It's day of grace, as my true love gave to me. A partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of grace, as my true love gave to me. I am Yamamo and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Fanta Cathedral. I am Wamo and a partridge in the bed. On the fourth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. God on your bank, Fanta Cathedral. I am Wamo and a partridge in the bed. On the fifth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Go to me, chingo nyale waika tieni kwa kwaya tutu, and a partridge in the bedroom. On the fifth day of grace, mas my true love gave to me. Go to me, chingo nyale waika tieni kwa kwaya tutu, and a partridge in the bedroom. On the fifth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Go to me, chingo nyale waika tieni kwa kwaya tutu, and a partridge in the bedroom. Bronya! It's day of grace, as my true love gave to me. A partridge in a bedroom. On the second day of grace, as my true love gave to me. I am Yamamo and a partridge in a bedroom. On the third day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Fanta Cathedral. I am Yamamo and a partridge in a bedroom. On the fourth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. God on your bank, Fanta Cathedral. I am Yamamo and a partridge in a bedroom. On the fifth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Go to me, chingo nyale waika tieni kwa kwaya tutu, and a partridge in the bedroom. On the fifth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Go to me, chingo nyale waika tieni kwa kwaya tutu, and a partridge in the bedroom. On the fifth day of grace, as my true love gave to me. Go to me, chingo nyale waika tieni kwa kwaya tutu, and a partridge in the bedroom. Bronya!
Yeah, glory to God. The rock I stand. There's no one like you, Lord. Hallelujah.
beautiful day with another beautiful song by Victor Oyinke. New one to the Almighty God titled There Is No One, attributing massively glory and honor and adoration to the Almighty God. In the time of pandemic, Victor Oyinke has dropped this massive and beautiful that you cannot go wrong. This song is massively playing on GN Radio. Victor Oyinke has been an inspirational. Song is on all online streaming sites, Spotify and iTunes. Check him out on YouTube and on Facebook at VonEK20 and all the online streaming sites, Spotify and iTunes. Victor Oyinke is an amazing.
There is no one. There is no one like Jesus. There is no one. There is no one. There is no one like Jesus. There is no one. There is no one. There is no one like Jesus. There is no one. There is no one. There is no one like Jesus.
Highly spiritual. Times have changed. Social distancing affected BBR. Coronavirus and in some bow, but the laws are in place. Immigration issues and BBR. New laws, any changes about every day. MMT, Seban immigration and in Summer BWF solicitors and your preferred community lawyers. BWF solicitors have over 27 years of practical legal experience, and until they are on top of all the issues. Brian in confidence. Our offices are still open Monday to Friday. If we are upon 9:30, I could see enumerate 6 o'clock. We follow all the protocols. Your client to be a free face mask, hand sanitizer, and our fee. You practice social distancing. Your lawyers and your face masks for every consultation. So when me ma, we do video conferencing and our fee to me send the documents in also via email and our WhatsApp. You will 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, Noso, 7 Sisters, London N15 4NP. Freyen was 0208 493 7340 and our mobile 077 127 61884. Ubehoyen with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. BWF Solicitors, your preferred community lawyers.
Akosia na motini seni akoda ye de sese de sa jinsemu
Ebusia ese de me pe no yonku da si ono usani mame
hwe ya sorry prekupe na fa akora no kona kwagina yaresa adan wo wura fise ebisa wo hwi efitwa kunkrum ana Samuel nwome di kan etredu no nwotwe di chemu nwotwe no eho na bra na so wo ne Philippine for ekokon okọ oba bia no abe ewo humu emode to nanim se okokon na obewu asante kotoko se wote wotwo so a ehimu enu nti sorry prekupe na tutumirika na fa akora no kwagina yarehwe esanse anoma wo hoye ye monopo maame kosohwe abo ni papi wonyo ma ti se yimu opeme okọ nachi na wasan ababiem sese de onnam posene kane no wonim se oba bia cha adwaye a na osiesie no honhum yade ti se obaidi honhum attack adaye so basabasa kodanna abrabo na sinitrase ayemhihye wo hihye na adwiregu abrabo mu adeso biada wo ba abrochire hayi ya santo apenso nanso wonko a wosia na ebu wo hihye na adwire obopa na esane sikato wonsam a na ahye kai na hunu se obiara nu a watumi atumika esan otwen ho da ma wo ho enye hare na wo de na ankoye se abrodwuma a woforobo wieye na afio obeka se wonu no ho wonu yade adokotafo antimi ansa no enumpo eno ye ho adwuma from ma me kosohwe wo ahoman so 0790846991 0790846991 ana 0740580734 0740580734 mame kosohwe ana yetwe no a yetwe botantim
Okay, I'll say Mame Kosohe Otre na Otre Butentim. Now, good morning again to all of you. I'm Nana Addo, we're going to look at some of these issues out, put together for this particular morning. But how was your night? I believe you had a good night. Well, mine was good. I believe you equally had a good night. Over the week, we've actually been, been discussing right from the earlier stages of this month. We've been talking about fix the country. Hopefully, we have come to express our, displeasure over this, and hopefully, we've taken the bull by horn, if you want, by practically demonstrating this to the president. He must have seen it everywhere, because this is in Germany, is in Ghana, and is here as well. I believe Ghana was very, very massive. You could tell from some of the people and the large number of people who had all these, fix the country involved in it. But what about here? And what do you think? Is it going to make any difference anyway? But Nana Addo, we are president. Though you consider, we're all part of government, and so we and still we make sure that you come to power with the same people who can, get you off the seat and say, you're not performing. That includes this peaceful demonstration and quite a few things to express our, petition, if not violent, then very coordinated one, at least with the police guards and stuff, to make sure that we have peace. Good morning, and once again, let's do some official. We'll come back to wait for those who are yet to join us.
Them say you know what you do, where you do them trouble. I'm a gun, you're fed, I'm gonna fade on a trouble. I face in pain, oh, fade up. I'm gonna fade up. I face in pain, oh, fade up. I'm gonna fade up. Them say you know what you do, where you do them trouble. I'm a gun, you're fed, I'm gonna fade on a trouble. I face in pain. What else? I be there one of the figures that we no go do. If you not be do what me the skin pain. What's the problem? I say now who be you? Nako pona dum ti we dey maintain. Stand up if you say woman be pressure. Just a can't wanna come and I'm from. Now so Jehovah need me protector.
Okay, so Jehovah and need me protector.
Yeah, we person go women on me to spin test. Tell it with the critical thinkers. Yeah, what you like can go to
this morning, Mensaka, some few message. I don't know if I'm able to grant this guy, to tell him what he has to say. This gentleman who feels that we have come back to a dictatorship governance, if you want. So we know, you're prone to lose your life, and now say you're going to go through a whole lot. Doesn't mean there's no democracy. I mean, with the election, first of all, that has just gone by, or Ghana, last 2020 December, we saw a few fallen lives, and especially if the opposition feels that this government has taken the law into its own hands and could do anything at all. Now, it includes the fact that without the consent or parliamentary approval, the government can be honest who say, you've got the private jet issue, the fact that if Ghanaian had not made noise, we would have seen, the president's wife being paid with these huge amount of money and quite a few things. My question is it the fact that the parliamentary approval of certain initiatives has become something down the drain or something down the carpet because we in a dictatorship kind of governance, or no? And somebody would say the military government during the days where people took the law into their own hands and do things. We'll be talking about this and more very soon. But what do you make of Ghana at the moment? Do you feel, sir, when you're an individual or a layman on the street, you don't have a say until perhaps winning Penibi and now say what is happening? On the topics that I outlined last night, I have it to say, sir. Okay, I give you what I had said over this week. It's the UK's military chief said that Iran made a big mistake in a deadly tanker attack, and then South Africa has deployed military troops to the northern Mozambique. And then we saw a bit of unrest at South Africa over Zuma's arrest, which I believe is still in court. Whether they had to, deal with it in court proceedings to make sure, sir, it's right for this man to be jailed or not. Well, he's been encountered with a few allegations. I wouldn't say sort of a confirmation to, what he's been through. Probably he's got lawyers. And then we've seen all these African leaders who, amass a lot of wealth of the country. And then if you come to other issues, we have Nana Addo. What I want to know is, with the strike and as a demonstration, or what we've seen lately, just a few days ago, over the Ghanaians grieving over the way of governance of the NPP, is going to change anything, or the man intends to do whatever he wants to do because he's a president. And now say, if we had not made these, just like you're kind of saying they fixed the country, if the president's wife to be paid with that huge amount of money, I believe it's the number of people who made a lot of nice over it, and then the women themselves decided to turn down this offer because they felt it was going to stay a lot of unfriendly environmental affairs. But another thing I want to know is, what about the contribution to get the cathedral? Is also another issue this week that has eaten into most Ghanaian environment. But first of all, Akufo-Addo suggested we could get the cathedral. Some people had considered it's your own individual vow. So if out of the 3 consecutive times you've decide to become a president, hopefully, God willing, God had helped you to become a president, is a fulfillment which is up to you alone. It does not include all Ghanaians who think this is the best way to express your gratitude to God. And then let alone using the coffers or skakakra minor wanted to build this, especially when people don't have places to sit. In classrooms, have stone tables, don't have water to drink, and all of these things. And so, I believe so. Everybody in a comfortable position perhaps will yield to this, but so also around apart, you don't have anywhere to go, what to eat, and where to tend to. I think this would be a very massive problem to consider or to sort of believe in this ideology. What do you think from how they author about? But hopefully, I should be speaking to Chairman Yosin, who has alerted me that is available to start off with communication, and then we'll come back to this. Do not go anywhere. We're on Facebook Live if you want.
Them say you know what you do, where you do them trouble. I'm a going on fade, I'm gonna fade on a trouble. I face in pain, oh fade up. I'm gonna fade up. I face in pain, oh fade up. I'm gonna fade up. Them say you know what you do, where you do them trouble. I'm a going on fade, I'm gonna fade on a trouble. I face in pain.
You are listening to GN Radio UK. You're listening to
Dr. Martin on UK's finest, GM Radio.
The name is the Mixing Dixon. You tune in, and you know this, man.
Yeah, Kofi Dixon. I say nothing. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, doctor.
Hello, opening kasi. Robbie, I'm talking catch a kakra.
Na sena unia maye shikakra.
Yo, the Yamayos. Ni sure, sir, and some are Maboboson. What do you mean, Yako?
In fact, you
fix the country, no. Yamaya Dom, sir, you know, you fix the country. Naha, opening idea, Bubunia Gunasum, and that's the idea of Fiat no to send ya or more, you don't know, yes, and Kibiti Omoka, ye did be a machine. Also, say a baby, and I feel so. A year Cathedral Sicano. They say crowd or say yes, NTLC Korean and Fierce cameras. What's the same Pacho?
No, online.
You're live on them, Pacho.
Live on it. Fine. Good morning. Me my chief in action. Doctor.
Yes, sir.
And somebody, if you are what here, na system kakra na ayro honso kakra. Because man Ghana no, I say you're paying for nim papa, but omonye. And I try some no say you nim papa na one year so no, boni ye den, emano. Because nim pass and yomo no, at the boni.
Now then will be nim will be nim say bibia or boni no be.
Say no, intina, no, say in the no. Well, and family home, meaning send me ye, and so me say me.
Right.
Nti ebekwa ku wie bone eno ne ne ye de ekoso wo man we mu minu American de ya sha ase no ho eya na mi hu ne se ye ya nya twum ena nyamesom no so ayese ye Kristo for man ye nti nyamesom na ase yi hwe abofu igu krom ha se ye si wo mon kwa sorry, but it will end up say heaven or what the very people who are heaven who be can do. You know, I see sorry, yes, say 24 hours worshiping God, we end up in that hell.
Oh,
why am I saying this? Because we a year dear nyame epe. Though you bet me you to send your cost to say gay money a day, if you say Yankopon a year nechiwa dear. But apart from that, you know, go forward to me who say, Yamwa Yanka, Yamwa Obia Sitinamu and ya kama. Intimate yes, be a heaven, I can't want some no, but almost bomber do be as a be anyone, and better on a bravo. Omutimi Jessica, no more who before mine say, waiting, watching, the young fanko charity near the aquacomom. Doctor Yameson Pano any day, or so said you'll be who in Yanka and near a crown form of book. Ghana Yanka for a guho, a crown form of guho, I would be sorry a Gania would declare onya. Yes, Sika, yes, the National Cathedral. Oh, I Sika, we are ye kind, will be qua warso. And number of give ye any war memo, ya resabian, any panel, aqua warso, and I then offering in one. $200 and something million, you know, it can do a lot for Ghanaians. Say it to me, yes, I know Manua, Yanko Pony best so as and say ye see a sorry that because if you hear him, and ye. If you hear him, and I then Yanko Pon was see me ni fear no, or no fear or no, a dime yenna. God doesn't need this one for now, but so be a Yanka for you bet me a boom, you bet me a bois a crafo, you bet me a bois or more money be or more deaf here, and no name some pay no na president here, so with me, I'm a country, Yanko Pony best so asking I don't know with you know. Me castle or money. As of one or more pen or more country, no, say no here, but a net dino was in here. And yet, dino any here. Oh, may I watch here? Such a certificate I donate, and I sank I will be been a kid donated abwa a mobro for. And Jagamwa, Doctor, you won't go for more year very, very, very good at school, academically, very, very good. But young waiting is uncle for Goofy. Into say it to me, donate to say, I didn't I came from what uncle for no, I'm a fast one that many.
Okay.
it ends up says uncle for no or more education I then out of former will be engineer ko ABNS any pan obet me a doctor dachin obet me a judge dachin obet me a lawyer dachin but because when you went the education in then eto a form say you were sassy at the BB at the aboy yanko in the best son no man was here
right so mammy misa we crobby am pacho what who said with all these displeasure of expression, mommy say when you're happy, sunset, of course, who did here was a 7-year breezy now, and call table crab extra so I need not done a bow and all that. Nah, it be honest some way, yet say, Nana say, nah, I don't know who say this, she a be baba, Mrs. Baba.
Society, the beer and your day, ML.
And you're sending him for so some way. I mean, there's no point.
Demonstration, I mean, or more, you know. Me were problem kakra because demonstration it ends up say a polylabation there. That wasn't the case.
Right.
Because ye near break and yes, I know man and I gonna for ye here or more organizing you know. A dear issues been more addressing ye a demonstration no even a ban should be taking on. Say these are the issues of the people or more addressing and to me so what was the mama any EBO just a more you did can or the folk room. Well say fix the country that but no man is to be an day because Papa was so doing so dream on mine who well, if you would do almost salary at you, well, won't mean for or mine car. Say, or mine, no, yes, high a flat and boarding and farm out. Yeah, pay for the from Mahama, from Rollins, from Kufuor, apart from Kwame Nkrumah. Any beer President Mills.
Kufuor as Diba who am a month for a
month for general. That is not. You see on mine so or mine with Japadio.
Okay.
You see so I said piano. You who say or manager Padina was the with me use to a man for so a basso. But here Mr. Kwame Nkrumah. You didn't see Oman Pinin, and no more or yeah, you come and come and run a Dutch. You will come high in Musica, accountant for you, loan accountant for beating Yaji, but yes, accountant beating over 10 million or 200 million, which is not possible in this country. Our the quarter a dime. Women now, you're sorry, I see and press your back. What kind of hypocrisy is this? No, yeah, yes, my for is one of the best. Where your best, I was a warrior because a said, yeah, anything you to a buyer day, a demand, no. But at the end of the day, you no man so I call so I will not bear. Well, corruption, yeah, I see you be when I bear.
Right.
We'll tell you our issue in a room, I will not bear. But Kwame Nkrumah, why, yes, sir, Kwame Nkrumah drew money ahead. 60 years, and that's what you should Kwame Nkrumah normal. Well, so we need such leaders, not more bar. Yet the contract ma or muniamo, yet the contract my mammo, yet the contract my conta, yet the contract my wafa simony adeno. No, Kwame Nkrumah didn't do that.
Hold on, Meba. Good morning. Hold on, Krobia. Mepacho, who's this, please? Okay. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Doc.
Oh, yeah, good morning, Joe. What's that?
Good morning.
Boko. Pacho, it's a Krobia Nenka. Could you hear Krobia?
No, not really. I was listening to him, but not now.
Okay, Krobia, what do you call so? And then Joe would follow up.
Yeah, indeed, doctor.
Yes,
let me kind of say I'm paying for no. From whatever. Yeah, my main come as now will be so intimate maybe. Doctor, Matisse almost say a housing project being a day, you can say causing financial loss to the state. You what ball money can and what's so money a punishment. But maybe says for about 4 years and a bit after saying NDC, Omoko position.
Right.
A current year almost. Party almost government was
yeah.
You miss us a job project with you for almost 4 5
well
years.
over the years no, as far as I'm concerned when you say we've had
no a kakakana komuwie no sa no man na me no kese sie ko ho ansa no man enya eni hobi asese
yeah
nti or Yatobia or also financial loss to the state. One of course, is that not the government?
Well, and on that, what did that? It's always there, just a continuity, you know.
And no, near patches, and yet it is a monomobile, and say, will be because of financial loss to the state. Yeah, and your government, you know, wait, no man, only the first person who prosecute you. Well,
yeah.
When the first person also prosecute you because when a ball manica or man, when I would do a man bro, man, what sell manager, what sell money no maybe brave. Well, into any panel, St. Case say, what do a man abra, and running in it, but see a canny cancel there, and ye young say ye need share because I dear a dao. NDC ban NPP idea no more idea who are not say NPP idea not say NDC ban no so they go and not say at the end of the day near their good you say we know about financial loss to the state. Meanwhile our government in so buy no was one no many why never know say president for a year project be more and then you know say that project in that how man ho adwuma also financial loss to the state. Say you do yan fire doing judgment you know say ya man no mo boy ka and the US now mo slap here with millions of dollars. Come on. Inti idea na ekoso wo ma we see mu no. Doctor, the massimo we see.
Okay.
Yes say Founders Day. And Nkrumah never dies.
Right.
Kwame Nkrumah said you will kura no. Ni remains kura no. Countries were fighting for Kwame Nkrumah ni remains. They were fighting for Kwame Nkrumah remain. Nana Addo, he can go to hell. He can go to hell. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana for you say or not. Ye man penini yent me entertain in normal a war yabako semu into uphill when you appear one degrade Kwame Nkrumah emanem reform and Nkrumah will always rise. Kwame Nkrumah on top of when you obey because I just don't know say obey Kwame Nkrumah and even the name Kwame Nkrumah on purpose obey them obey but only me and yes I no because the only I know say any government be bad they will change it because the history no I was a year Juma he cannot come and change the history. He cannot come and change the history. Into a power of no money name whatever and find him fine. But Kwame Nkrumah Jin and the Kwame Nkrumah baby a word true no. Sabi you Nana Addo na busium you will be rise to that peak. Into what power Kwame Nkrumah will remain Nkrumah for Ghana and for Africa. Into
okay, Krobia, thank you very much. Uncle Joe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man, who the Chairman Yosin is up for next into whilst we are, and then I get Chairman, and then
okay,
you're live, Macho.
Yo, Medasi.
Okay.
Mede etia kese so de ama awankasa na etie free na afida kese na ngasa koma nyankopon nle fide bi waso na baba 20 no yedanyame ase.
Okay.
Doc.
Yes, sir.
I think that when you sent me your topics, there was one thing which got my attention. I decided to.
First of all, let me ask you about the essence of the Fix the Country demonstration. I know that you had not agreed with it. Now, apart from this, you reckon it's going to tilt any ideology of Fikufa? Do you think it's going to make any changes at all?
Well, first of all, we would all have to commend those people who engaged in that demonstration because they took their lives down for all of us. So it was a selfless, your friend saying, venture or activity they embarked on. And we need to be commending them for the step they took. I know it's not going to yield any results anyway because this is a president who tells you to wear mask. The next day he goes on a party celebrating and there is no nose mask and all that. So gang. So I for once have last time I told you my stand. My stand is that instead of demonstrating against the government of Ghana, rather let us demonstrate against those people who give us the aid and the grants. Because if you are giving aid in the name of eradicating poverty, in the name of eradicating schools under trees,
okay,
and the people you are giving the aid to are not using the money,
right?
I mean, you need to stop giving the aid anyway. So I would support anyone who would welcome the ideas. And look, let us go to Boris Johnson. Demonstrate against Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, no more aid to Ghana, because the aid do not end up where you want the aid to get to.
Okay.
So no more aid. And that's why I've always had a fight with Angela Rayner of Labour on Twitter all the time.
Right.
She's always been talking about cutting aid and all that. And I've told her, look, this aid argument you are fighting, you're going to lose it, because the aid don't get to where it's supposed to get to. African leaders are all corrupt. They all steal the money. So
now, from the time to time, this concession at least is getting a bit of consideration. Actually, but the COVID is it one of the countries? Is it for something full? I've forgotten his name. This gentleman, I'm sure he's going to bring his name. He was applauded for his way of governance once as a Ghanaian or African president, Magufuli.
Oh yeah.
So
is it Tanzania? Or
Tanzania, that's right. So you're not generalizing all African leaders. At least a few of them have been, commended for.
Well, I mean, if you take 100 people and you can only get
on a large scale
person, one person who is good, how can you then?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, but it's a substantive issue I was talking about on the issue of Cathedral. You see, one thing you need to realize is the fact that we voted for political parties, or we vote for political parties based on the policies they present to us.
Right.
So my question to those who are saying everyone who is against the building of the cathedral is an evil and all that, my question is, was the building of the cathedral scripted in the manifesto of the NPP? Was it scripted in the manifesto? Was it presented to Ghanaians that if we gain political power, we're going to build you a cathedral? The answer is no. Now, the
Chairman,
can
you hold on, Chairman Pocho, 1 minute? Yeah, go on, Joe.
The burden of the cathedral has been born out of the fact that Nana Addo went to sleep with his wife and he had a dream, or he had a challenge, and that he challenged God. That, oh God, if you make me a president, I'll build you a house. And that is it. That is someone's a challenge to his maker. Yeah. So if I woke up today and I said, I made a vow to God that, God, if you make me a president, I'll kill all Ghanaians, does that mean I have to do it? And those who are today defending the building of the cathedral, would they support me if I have to kill all Ghanaians? You see, we need to have a moral justification for what we are agitating for. So if Nana Addo just wakes up and says, I want to build a cathedral, and in any case, who finances someone's aspirations? Who in this world? Doctor, I know you have aspirations. I know you have a lot of things in your head that you want to engage in. But then you wake up and tell me that, Joe, I have to fund it for you. Or the mere fact that you are the drive time host, or you are the early morning host of GN Radio. So everybody has to, who listens to the radio has to pay money for you to attain your aspirations. Is that what it is?
No, not at all.
You see, we need to be serious as a country. And you see, I am looking at schools under trees. I am looking at 21st century. Some young people have never seen the mouse of a computer before. So if there was any clarion call on the citizens to kind of pay something, at least it should have been a clarion call on paying money into building infrastructure for these children who do not have tables to sit on, who do not have computers to learn with and all that. But for all of us, you see, the executive luxury, the profligacy on the part of the executive. And you see, yesterday I was on a program and a quote was read to me. Now, it is only in Africa a group of thieves rebrand themselves, come back again, and then the issue is that the suffering youth hail these thieves, and that is what is happening. You see, we wake up, we defend every stupidity. We, the young ones who are suffering, we are the ones who will defend everything. So for me, Doc, like I said, the demonstration, we commend the demonstrators, but it's not going to yield any change. For Nana Addo, at least for once, we pray he will listen to us.
Okay,
the cathedral is of no use. And I don't know why, if the law stipulates that we can take the government to court, because you cannot destroy a state asset for the construction of your personal vow to God. You see, the judges' building, which were demolished, are state-owned assets, and you are destroying all these things to build your own cathedral, which is a vow. Let us take something here. Let us understand something here. If tomorrow Nana Addo gets a second lover woman and he makes vows to her, would we then be pleased to commend Nana Addo and encourage him to embark on that vow he is making to that second wife? These are critical questions we need to, because now the motion or the option for the cathedral is as a result of a vow he had made. So if tomorrow Nana Addo goes to a conference in UK or America and he gets a woman who satisfies him well, and he says, look, when I come to Ghana, I'll give you the Flagstaff house, are we all going to then clap for him?
No.
These are moral questions. You see, we need to have moral grounds on whatever we justify. Doc, in ending,
okay,
something happened, I think, last week. And you see, I've always told you that, you see, Nana Addo, Mahama, Kufuor, Rollins, they are not stupid. But when they came to power, they realized that the people they are leading are stupid. And that informed the decisions they were making.
So they know what they're doing, at least. They know what they are doing.
Yeah, they know what they are doing. They know what they are doing, and they know that we are stupid. And so they've taken advantage of our stupidity. A 9-year-old boy, who from all indication, is from a rich family. Right our day, whatever. And I am very disappointed in this NDC woman, Nana Addo. All of a sudden, everybody is giving their belonging to this boy, a 9-year-old. The letter this boy wrote, my daughter, 3-year-old, can even write it. So what is so fascinating, what is so amazing, what is so how do I even describe, what's the adjective to use? That all of a sudden, Ghana Commercial Bank is opening an account for this boy. Nana Addo Ajema is giving her a branded new tablet. You, as a minister for education, there were schools under trees under your armpit. Schools under trees. People in Prisia, which has produced gold since 1900 something. Children that they have never seen the mouse of a computer before. But a rich man's son writes a letter and you go and give that boy a tablet. Now, my plea, and I think Sabato and the NDC people are listening. I think that woman has a lot of tablets. In my constituency, in my area, there are people who have never seen a tablet before. So I'm asking the woman.
Oh dear.
This is our day plea or vow. I'm pleading with her. Since she has laptops and tablets to give out free to reach out children. Now there are poor children in my area. I want some of the tablets. The stupidity of us as Ghanaians, that everything will be that all of a sudden everybody is I don't get it. The misplaced priority we've always been talking about.
Okay, Joe.
Misplaced.
I think that if you want to talk, I can see how emotional and annoyed and angry you are. But let's give Chairman a chance. Chairman, add a bit to it.
Yeah, just 1 second. I mean, the opposition. If you are in opposition and also, giving heed to misplaced priority, why don't you want us to give you power?
Yeah,
because you're going to continue what they are doing.
Yeah,
you're going to continue what they are doing.
Yeah,
and you've been a minister. You are now the running mate of a future president. And then because every stupid person is
our Cobra, Konum Subra.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. This is getting very interesting. I think I've got Chairman. Hello, Chairman Yosin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, Chairman. I've held you on the line for quite some time, but
oh no, it doesn't matter. I was listening.
Okay.
Said that the sound was poor. That's why I had to come off.
Okay, so you must have read through the topics and the things I've decided to talk about this morning.
Yeah, I did last night midnight. Yes,
and then thank you. I think I watched you on the Kiki's program. It was you did very well with your submissions and all that. So
thank you.
I've got a few messages from Facebook which I want to read, but let me. Okay, so I have Mr. Kobanatri, one of our favorite followers. How does it? He said, how does it? And then thank you. I think I watched you on the Chairman. Where you radio I don't know where I'm getting from. I get feedback, but you did very well with your submissions and all that. So I've got a few messages from Facebook, which okay. So let me. It says
okay. Is it okay? I was watching Olympic Games, but then there's no sound. I've shut it down anyway.
Okay, I think before I read the message, let me call you back because I'm getting feedback from your way. Yeah, sorry, I need to call you back. Okay, so what? How come I'm repeating myself? Okay, that's fine. So, Mr. Kobanatri said, how does it become a promise to God? And then the same person say, where was God when the promise was made? Now, Candy, our sister Kiki, says Ghanaians are not stupid at all. They are just tired. Politics has crippled the masses. Now, stop saying they are stupid. You come back to Mr. Kobanatri again. He say, will God dwell in that cathedral when I visit Ghana? And then finally, same Mr. Kobanatri say, if God is dwelling in that cathedral, what is the benefit? Okay, Chairman, let me get Chairman Yosin, and then I can get him to talk about whatever he wants to say, and then we can take it from there. So you can all see the anger, the frustration. Right.
Hello.
Yes, Chairman. Welcome back.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so the cathedral and face the country. Any changes at all? And is it necessary to get the cathedral, especially when now there's no more the government coffers, but then our own money, the very people who are expressing our displeasure of it. Is it necessary to get the cathedral?
I've always spoken against it. So a lot of us have spoken against it, but I think it's politics. But anyone who thinks it's politics is being a stupid Ghanaian. It's stupid. And in fact, I'm sorry, a foolish Ghanaian. The truth is what I
think it's an opinion, Chairman.
No, it's not an opinion. It's a fact. The fact is that when you go to Ghana, try driving to any part, up to Ashanti region, Central region, Western region, Greater Accra region. We got some roads go. Wise person around there. There's no sensible man or woman around our president Nana Addo. That's what he must know. I'm surprised. I don't know what's wrong with him, because Nana Addo was a very vibrant human rights activist. In his time, 40 years or about 50 years or 40, 45
and his Kumi Preko campaign, he was very active.
That's what I'm coming to. This man led Kwesi Pratt, Kwekubakun, Dr. Reku Brobe, and I think Tamaklo, if I'm right. He led them, the 5 gentlemen. They faced Rollins. Life was bitter for Ghanaians. Not gonna be a bread. Rollins brought a VAT. We don't need VAT in Ghana. Another form of taxation. Not gonna for a bread. Ghanaians were worried. Then even though it's a military regime, PNDC was still a military regime. They are the soldiers. People go to work, they never went back home. Their families didn't know where they were. Once you commit yourself against Rollins, anything could happen. For that we understand. And see, Mr. Akufo-Addo, at that time, he picked up a courage and ganged this gentleman. No, sit there, be Neokono Eddie, Tiaboko Kumi Preku. Kill me beforehand. Kill me beforehand. Kill me beforehand before it's too late. No, they were brave, and thank God for them at that time. They were, by God knows, 35 years ago. They went on the street, say, Rollins, Queen Preku. After you have the same man who led people in those days to go on the streets to say Kumi Preku. But there were 100,000 people. Today, 2021, let's say, the young people, not even the old men and women, the young men and women have indicated that fixed the country. Then the president, in all honesty and respect to the so-called God, that kind of God, that kind of name, no. You must know. You must know that, come on, there's something wrong with me. If your wife and children complain about you, you must know that you have been not being a good father. Whether you can beat all of the hell out of them is not the issue. The fact is that your own children are telling you that there's something wrong. Your wife is telling you. You are waiting until your wife leaves you and go and get a new man before you start to complain. Then it may be too late. The same thing, the younger people, Akufo-Addo's children and grandchildren, they said, we fix the country. They have not got jobs. When we are in university, yes, university is the best thing in the world. Now, the sacrifice you put in to go and study for 13, 15, God knows 18 years now. When your degree, 6 years, you haven't got a job. You are a man or you are a woman. You haven't got a job. How can you marry?
Oh, that's a good question. But Chairman, I don't know those who seems to be in the same ideology with the Akufo-Addo. It's normally what they say there. If we outlining all these difficult times with the examples we put down there, children don't have good school facilities, no water, all that. There's never been a good time in Ghana anyway. So what is the difference?
What's the difference? See, there are school children today. Go to Damango, go to the upper north. The most deprived areas in Ghana is in the northern. We do not respect the northerners. We call them such names in southern Ghana. So all these in Tafo,
they always feel deprived.
They have come to Accra. They're seriously deprived. It's a place that you do not want to live there. If you're an ordinary, average human being, you don't want there unless you are a bush farmer, or cows, a few cows in the bush, then you're all right. But if you can't make good life there, if you're not an indigenous farmer of the land and all that, we understand that. But we are all Ghanaians. We are talking about God. We are going to build a cathedral for God. That's fine. In the first place, cathedral, it's wrong. It's not a little corner of Accra. No, but God wouldn't see it when it comes to Ghana. Do you understand? The middle part of Ghana is Atebubu or Konongo.
Yeah.
That area is the center of Ghana. So if we are building the church of God, unless it's going to build a church in every district, one cathedral, then that's fine. Do you understand? But if it's
well, somebody say one cathedral, one fix the country.
Of course, yes. Just like one man, one wife. Do you understand?
Yes,
you don't have to marry two wives, one man, one wife. You see what I mean? See, if we are serious as a nation, then we have thought about building a church for God.
Okay.
The center place, Central Ghana, really, it's that place I'm at, Atebubu, and Konongo, that kind of area, on the middle of Ghana.
Right.
At least, I may be wrong, but the closest, but not the corner of Accra. So if you build that cathedral in the most central part of Ghana, then we will all flow upon it, maybe annually or monthly or whatever, pilgrimage there to worship our God. But in the meantime, God, omnipotent God, no, He likes justice.
Okay.
Look if you take what they look at Accra, what's in yet? I'm talking about what I know best.
Okay.
From Takrady or from Axim or Hafasni to Accra, you try and drive. With the potholes, Dr. Morton, are dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Because I never knew that. These days, the local people never helped to build the roads, repair the roads. I didn't know for the first time.
Right.
So when I went in there, I saw they said young men and women on the roadside. Yeah, drive a car. No, I said, these people are stupid. What are they doing? So a car will knock them. High road.
Right.
Sana road need to do. And they are the local bush people who are villagers. They are repairing the road. Now what they do is that because they are unemployed, they come and put sand, not concrete, not whatever. They come and fill it temporarily. And therefore, if you drive, you slow down and they beg you, you give them a few cedis. You know, so I want to meet that. Oh, this is why these people unemployed. Would you say be a bank clerk? Excuse me, stupid. Look at your road is all repair. That be for the fact that this young man, I'm talking of 20s, 30, and all, they mean something 40-year-olds. They have no job to do. They have no life. They cannot even afford to travel to Accra.
Oh dear.
Do you understand?
It's a shame, man.
They are in Swedru, Damongo, Boku, that kind of areas, and even Apam. We got to talk about Apam, talk Winneba Road, and why? And the Ghana government is not repairing the road, and we've got ministry for roads and all that. Then the government is sick somewhere. In the
okay.
Right. The dress with gold and the kente, and they feel uncomfortable because people carry gifts. There's no exception. Everybody who calls himself a king or a chief in Ghana is what I'm addressing.
Okay.
And all the Ghana Christian Council for I saw for Papa who a money minara. I'm addressing them. No one-man churches because I'm talking about these churches of men of God, they have opportunity to talk to us anytime, anywhere. Wherever they are, we, out of respect, we go there and listen to what the message they have to say. And we've got members of the Council of State. So I know these leaders, these national leaders are the people I am not even attacking, but addressing. Nana Akufo-Addo is only one human being like you and me. He cannot do it all. That is why, by God's grace, we have given him people we call cabinet ministers and members of parliament, metropolitan chief executives, and district chief executives.
Right.
It means that at a glance, all things being equal, if our president is a good manager, if he's assumed that he's a good manager, he must see the story of Ghana at a glance at all the time. talk about Western region, he presses a button. He's got reports from Western region.
Okay.
That's the best way to be a prime minister or a leader of a nation, like Mrs. Thatcher did, like Boris Johnson is doing, like even Mr. Reagan did. All leaders of the world, Angela Merkel and all that, they're all human beings. That is why they've got ministers. Ministers, they look after all the constituency everywhere. Now, if you look at all these constituencies, paying for one more honor, they wouldn't tell you, my friend, go and build a church in the corner of Accra and we worship God. God would think these people are stupid. What are they doing? The people can't travel. It's a central region of Ghana. It has been reported, we did just about 4 or 5 weeks ago there. That's the greatest place that the most accidents, okay, more thousands of people have died in central region of Ghana. Why? Because everybody wants to come. I mean, those from Takoradi, seaport, or you seaport or Takoradi. So Nyama would defeat Takoradi seaport, Riba Accra, no. Takoradi and Ufia, Bafa, central region, Kibusu, Mankesima to Accra. And also Nyama so fit Tema. The goods from Tema. I'm a harbor boy.
Yeah.
So I grew up around Takoradi Harbor. That's why I know. And you may be a few by what a car or.
Oh, that means Chairman, a young and a cowboy. The Takoradi Harbor. Oh, wow. Chairman, you've been around. You've really been around.
Yeah, man. Do you understand? I know the ship, how the ship operates. I know that. And this year, I can manage the Ghana ship.
Okay, I've got a few messages. Kiki say I'm enjoying the program. Kiki, she had a chat with you yesterday, and then such an amazing contribution, Chairman. And
thank you.
50 million is alleged to have been donated already. Is from Kiki again, and then Mr. Otri is Candy. What you listed is what God has initiated for mankind. Read Jeremiah 29. Verse 11, one says, "Alone, I alone, that I know the plan that I have for you, plans to bring you prosperity and not disaster, plans to bring about the future you hope for. This is the plan of the Lord." Now he goes on to say, this is the plan of God, a plan not to sleep on the street, a plan to get jobs, a plan to get good hospitals, a plan to get good schools, roads, etc. A plan to live good as the white man is always progressing, and we are retrogressing. From Mr. Otri. All right, Chairman. Mr. Otri in the contribution on Facebook. I've got a few messages, but I'll come back to it. Let's finish with you, and then I call a colleague of mine who is, if not to call him CPP, to give me his version as to what he saw in Ghana. Apart from demonstration, he wanted to tell us a bit about how we went and, his view over the whole, what he anticipates would be the response from the government. So, Chairman, can you land, Pocho?
Okay, thank you very much. The demonstration that took place yesterday or a couple of days ago, the Ghana government received no petition from the Fix the Country Forum. They did not.
Okay.
They did not. They refused to receive, or they refused to ask, because all what they were saying is that the MPP people, MPP officials, representatives,
okay,
they were asking the guys, is that all? Right, is that after all the giddy, is that all he came? Hey, who's in your phone? Party no more.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh.
It's not harsh. It's true. This is Ghana.
The a whole presidents now, the followers, I agree you. Oh,
okay, thank you very much, young men and women. You have your demonstration yet here. Now, what is your message? Do you understand? Because I have got a copy of the message the Fix the Country people wanted to give to our Ghana government. Don't get me wrong. When we say the truth, people say nyame. A day you bring a tsunami or Ghana, no. There, as we have seen in other places,
right.
Fire will blaze places
Hey,
as we have seen.
bro, Chairman, bro.
Excuse me. If we know God. God doesn't do things just like that. Look at the fires are all blazing. It could happen in Ghana. If it happens in Ghana, where we will go? Unless we go. Those of us in central region will be all right. The seaside at Aflao below me and all that here will seaside, no, Accra, you'll be all right. Now, what about those people in the Ashanti region? They're all quench. And they put me a jump into the sea. The Ghana government refused to accept the whatever proposals or the petition from the people. That is rude and that is cheeky. And it's not just MPP, NDC also did it. They also did it when the fix the Kumi
fix the country.
The MPP version. Let my vote count.
And Kumi Preku and all that.
Yes. Let my vote count. People demonstrated here in London. They went to the Ghana High Commission.
Okay, Chairman, I've got Ernest from Ghana. I mean, you know what I'm doing here. I'll sit back and relax, and we want to take how the atmosphere is in Ghana.
Who's Ernest?
Ernest Otton. This is a colleague of mine, journalist who writes us as a freelancer. He wants to give me the update as to how it happened yesterday and the response and how it was yesterday.
Oh, great. Let's listen to him.
Okay, so thank you very much, Chairman. Let me get him and we'll speak to him. Right, so I'm trying to get Ernesto thing, who's a colleague journalist of mine, and hopefully, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Oh wow, what a voice, man! It has seemed you've had the Kuku and Kosi in Ghana already. Unfortunately, we don't have the kuku and kusi. We've had the cup tea and the coffee and all that. But with the bass in your laughter, I can tell you have the kusi that is, flounder within the bread and the kuku and all that, I suppose.
Exactly so.
All right, Ernest. I want to thank you very much, at least, for yielding to this call to help us look at the atmosphere in Ghana from yesterday, or from the day the Fix the Country demonstration, and then the Cathedral, which I believe that a lot of people have turned down because they couldn't see the essence. Personally, how is Ghana the environment, and how is it going there? And then with the Fix the Country, I've seen a few social activists like Captain Smart, Abraham Ben Moshe, and then Oketechi, who have led these massive strike or petition. You're live on air. I decided to pick you this morning as a colleague and experienced journalist. You want to break it down for us up here, at least, then we get to know what is happening, please.
Okay, thank you very much, and a very good morning to all your listeners. Well, this morning, Ghana is calm. The weather is very beautiful, not so sunny, but the political temperature is not so calm. The political temperature is warming up. It's been warming up for some months now. A lot of people are expressing dissatisfaction with the way things are going in the country. And that is what led to the starting of the Fix the Country movement. And over time, it looks like the movement is gathering a lot of momentum. And what we witnessed on 4th August was a manifestation of the frustration these members of the movement have. The outpouring of anger, frustration, and all of that, we saw that on the 4th of August. And I'm sure a very loud message has been sent to the government that a large population, a large section of our population is not too happy with the way things are going on in the country. I think one of the things the Fix the Movement demonstrators made clear was that they were not towing the line of either NDC or NPP. They are just Ghanaians who are not satisfied with things in the country. And a whole lot of issues came up. If you look at the placards that were presented at this demonstration, people were talking about their desire for jobs. People were expressing anger at the Cathedral. People were not happy with reports of corruption, nepotism, and all the other vices you can think of so far as governance is concerned. So, in a nutshell, the mood of the country now is one of, as I said, the weather itself is very calm. Maybe everywhere is calm, but politically, the atmosphere is charging gradually.
Okay, Ernest, can I ask you this? If you look at the way it was carried out, I believe that there were a bit of control, probably with the security apparatus. Were there any? Was it a time when the police were thrown into some sort of pandemonium where the police had to get in to calm down issues?
Okay, from the media reports that we monitored, it was largely a very peaceful demonstration. And I think one of the big pluses for the new IGP is that he himself was in the thick of affairs, leading the police and ensuring that the demonstrators followed the routes that were designed for them. And then also the police were also not excessive in the use of force to control the crowd. So I think largely it was a very peaceful demonstration. I have not heard of any reports of casualties. It was a very peaceful demonstration. And it's to the credit of the demonstrators, the leaders, the conveners, and of course also to the credit of the new IGP. People have praised him for that action, and we are hoping that going forward he will continue to exhibit the same level of professionalism that we saw on the 4th of August.
Okay, I don't want to take much of your time. I know that I called you out of the blue, but I'm going to ask you final question. That seems to be a bit personal. Before I get to Tamaklo, very mate who also report from the WhatsApp newspaper. What I want to know is, personally, do you think there's going to be a change? Is this going to yield any change at all? As far as you're concerned, is it going to make any difference? I believe we've had quite a bit aggressive, if you want. I'll compare to this one that seems to be very calm. You think?
Okay, well, that's a very interesting question, and I'm sure you've been following my analysis on Facebook. I know you're a regular follower, so
I have.
So yes, so after the before the 2020 election, I made some predictions, and after the elections also, I made some analysis. And one of the analysis I made was that since 1992, if we look at the way governance has been going, and if you look at the way electoral turnovers have happened, there are often pointers. There are often pointers that make you see that there's going to be a change in government. And one of the indicators is demonstration from pressure groups. So if you look at the period between 1992 and the 2000, we had the Kumipreko demonstrations somewhere in 95.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, these were, massive demonstrations all across the country. and in a way, it's helped in the opposition driving its message home and gathering and garnering support across the country. So, Kumi Preko eventually, it's eventually led to the change in 2000, if you ask me. Now, between the 2001 and 2009, when we had the first MPP administration under President Kufuor, again, if you remember, we had the CGA demonstrations, the Wahala demonstrations, and they also eventually led to the change in government in 2008. Then from 2009 to 2016, groups such as Aftica also came up, and then they also had a series of demonstrations across the country, and eventually in 2016, it led to a change in government. Now, in my analysis then, I said between 2017 and 2020, we had not seen that kind of demonstrations, those kind of frustrations being poured in the streets, anger here and there. There were pockets of demonstration, yes, that's normal, but we had then not seen large groups turning up for all these demonstrations. So one of the predictions I made was that that was a plus for the government, and that there was every likelihood they were going to win the election, because I gave some 13 indicators and that was missing. Now, if you look at 2021, we've started the year already with Fix the Country. So if anybody is in government, if anybody is familiar with our political history, that person will obviously be getting the sense that if Fix the Country demonstrations continue, as has been promised, I heard some of the conveners promising that it's going to be nationwide. So if indeed they are able to carry out that particular exercise nationwide, then again, it's going to be one of the indicators that possibly it could lead to a change in government. But then the interesting thing, as I've said, is that, briefly, the interesting thing I've said is that the Fix the Country guys are saying they are neither for NPP nor NDC. So in this case, then, we don't know, are they bringing a third force? And if they are bringing a third force, how formidable would that be? Because attempts at third forces have not been so successful over the period of 28 or 29 years that we had this Fourth Republic. So I think if you ask me directly, I think, yes, on record, demonstrations do lead to changes in government.
Thank you very much for your call this morning. I can see you're busy. I can see some chance people boom. I mean, yeah, be a fufu there ready, and then I'll call, and then honestly, I do appreciate your time, and thank you very much for your time.
Okay. I wish you guys the best.
So, thank you.
Bye.
So that was an Astoting, a mate of mine and a colleague who I used to work with in Ghana. Okay, so let me get David Tamaklo, who is also the editor for the newspaper, What's Up newspaper. I'm going to get him and see what he also observed during the demonstration in Ghana. And then finally, Manyati will be here. And then I've got Mr. David Tamaklo. Mr. David Tamaklo has been my mate, my colleague from school, right back to when I started working with the Statesman newspaper and all that. He is actually the editor for the What's Up newspaper, a great journalist. Is put together words of writing is exceptional. David, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Doc. How are you?
I'm not too bad, man. I miss you, man.
I miss you more.
Man, it's been years, man. How long? 22, 23 years?
I think that it's been about 9 years since we met.
Okay, since we met. But since Ghana, when we're reporting down practical, it's been over 20 years. Anyway,
I think I've lost.
Thank you very much this morning for availing yourself for the events. You're live on GN Radio this morning. It's a summary of the whole events over the week. we're looking at the fix the country and then the cathedral issue. You know, a lot find it unnecessary. Some find it probably people who think they're well-to-do don't see anything wrong with that. Personally, how do you see it? And you think it's going to raise any change at all, apart from that demonstration that seems to have been quite massive?
Okay, so we started with the fix the country, right?
Yes, go on, sir.
Okay, let me first say good morning to your viewers and listeners. I think you are doing a great work.
Thank you.
For mother Ghana, even away from Ghana, you're doing so much for Ghana. And that is what we are expecting every Ghanaian to do. More importantly, where people have been given political powers to exercise on behalf of the people, it is reasonable to expect that they act in a way that will be in the interest of the whole of Ghana and everybody else. And I think that is the basic understanding of what the Fix the Country is all about. The Fix the Country activism, or let me say, if I should narrow it to the demonstration, I joined the demonstration and I watched a lot of the placards being carried by the youth from diverse backgrounds. Some aged have even joined, and it was clear the message they were sending to the officialdom or the stakeholders of power, that the youth are tired of the rhetorics that the politicians keep giving all the time. The only time you see vibrant politicians is when they are campaigning to come to power. And once they get to power, they get to do different things that becomes personal to their interests and the interests of the people. If I recall, some of the placards I have seen, and most of them featured issues about joblessness. Some featured issues about corruption that has engulfed our country. And many others talk about the structure of our constitution, what the constitution the constitution doesn't seem to be serving the interests of the country. And of course, if you ask the lawyers, they'll tell you constitution is a living, it's like a living being, and which grows with time. It looks like ours is not only stagnant, but it's even going backwards, because the content of our constitution appears to have given so much power to those who are governing, the politicians, and they seem to use the law. When they are misbehaving, they tell you, "Oh, we offended any law?" Yes, the law, the constitution, and how it's sub laws, kind of give them the power to do so many things, and they do it to the detriment of the country. And when you ask, they said, "No, we have not offended the constitution, or we don't offended the law." And I think that is what the Fix the Country demonstrators are saying, that look, we need to look at the constitution again. And they make references to the constitutional review report that was issued some time ago, an amount of about 3 million cedis spent on it. Those who have read the whole report said it's a very good report, which should, if we all consent to it, bring a better governance to the people.
Okay, David, so can I ask you this question? Before you go, I know I called you out of the blue. We've got a series of unfolding program coming up after I've got legal issues and all that. But okay, somebody try calling in. I bet he wanted to ask you a question. But personally, as you see in the states in which we are, if you're trying to outline a few questions as to why people are writing on having stone tables, don't have good sanitary waters, and all you can go on and on. Now, when you talk those who seem to share the same ideology with this government, they claim that Ghana has never been in a good state. So what is the difference? Do you think it's a good question in the first place?
Exactly. I mean, that's why the Fix the Country is what every disappointed Ghanaian must associate with. I mean, the concept is what we must all associate with, because Ghana is not growing as far as our development and development of the people is concerned. And that is what the worry is. Could you imagine that when this demonstration started from Brasport to the Independence Square where it ended, you look on the street and you cannot find a dustbin that you can collect anything from the street and put in. You look on the same street, a major street like that in the center of the capital, Accra, you see gutters uncovered. I don't think it's so much of an issue that we should allow to go. We have leaders who have assigned roles who should ensure that these things are done. Our task, as we speak, we are paying so much tax. If you ask the ordinary person who go through the port of Ghana, who has any business to do, they will tell you that so much is being taken from the Ghanaian in a form of tax. And that I see is a very lazy way of governance. All our leaders do is to take money. Even apart from what they take from us in taxes, they borrow so much, and the country is overburdened with that. Yet you don't see any transformation in the lives of the people. And that is what the demonstrators are saying. That look, we cannot continue with this status quo. That look, Ghana has always been like this, blah, 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 and so we should just conform to it. No, we cannot allow it to go on like this. We need to, bring some changes. And I believe that the change must be instigated by the people. If the politicians think that we all, we are comfortable with how the situation is now, they do their worst. And I believe that is why we have come to the point we are now.
Okay.
They think that, look, Ghanaians are weak. They only talk and, that is it.
Okay.
I think that we have to do more than talking. We have to push them to work.
Okay. My time is up, David. Finally, you think this is going to yield any change at all? Under 1 second,
Certainly,
please.
I think that the Feast the Country demonstration which took place on Wednesday is just a beginning of bigger things to come. Ghanaians must be awake and we must all get involved in how our country is governed. And I believe that is a message sent to the politicians. And I am very, very glad about it. A lot of things are going on behind the scene to ensure that the next demonstration or the next move to push our government to do what we need as a people is bigger than what you saw on Wednesday.
Thank you very much, David. That was David Tamaklo.
We didn't talk about the Cathedral though, but I think that's fine. It's all part of
in a summary. Can you ask you initially if it was necessary to build a cathedral?
Everything about the cathedral is crazy. Whoever initiated that idea must be going crazy. Excuse me to say. You go and import stones from Israel to build a cathedral for what purpose?
Okay, David.
Sorry.
Sorry, I would have to. We can talk about it later on. The next program is
crazy
up.
People.
Yes. Thank you very much. Anyway, thank you very
much.
You're welcome. All right. So that is David Tamaklo, a mate of mine, making his suggestions on the Fix the Country. But I want to say thank you very much. Humanity is up for the legal affair and all those who were able to call and get through. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your pain, I'm gonna open a job. I'm facing bing, oh feature. I'm gonna feature. I'm facing bing, oh feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your pain, I'm gonna